You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AfterBuzz TV's WWE SmackDown After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's WWE SmackDown After Show.
What's going on, everybody? Bing is for doing, and we are doing another SmackDown AfterBuzz After Show for ya. Welcome, everybody. I am professional wrestling's voice of choice, Christian Rosenberg. Rick and the guys are taking the week off, but don't worry, we are still holding down the fort with a nice mix of our other AfterBuzz shows here this evening. Joining me this week is my co-host on Main Event, Miss Kaori. Takee, how are you?
Hello, I'm fantastic.
Excellent. And next to her, the other half of White on Rice from Raw After Show, it's Josh Padgett.
Ooh, yeah. A little insane today.
He's a little insane. He literally you two literally just came back from the beach. Josh is still in his bathing suit.
Well, you know, yeah, it's a little wet still, you know.
You're in a polo and your bathing suit right now.
I put the polo on, looks good. We got ourselves a little all-star team here, don't we?
Well, I consider this almost a dream team.
This is a dream team.
Dream team.
Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, and well, there was no Asians on that dream team.
Well, we'll call Larry Bird, I guess, for now.
Go with Larry.
I don't know. He's not Asian, but it works. So this is our last WWE program before Extreme Rules, which is happening in about an hour from right now. So we're really excited for it, and we're really excited to talk about this week's SmackDown for the week of May 17th, hailing from Wichita, Kansas. And SmackDown kicks off this week with the most must-see, most controversial, most entertaining talk show in all of WWE. Welcome to Ms. TV.
Woo!
Yeah!
A mixed reaction from the other side of the desk.
Yeah. No, I totally understand.
Where was the furniture at? I mean, I don't know. Like,
who needs the furniture?
Stuff needs to get thrown around. You look at it and you're like, oh, not much is gonna happen here. It's bare set. Yeah, nice with the M, the upside down W there. That's nice. I just don't like good guy Miz. I would rather him. I like my tweeners. Clum always gives me crap about that. I don't.
Clum's not here tonight. It's not Clum.
That's right. What about you, Christian?
I'm on tweeners. It depends on the tweener. Like, some of them I like, some I'm not a big fan of.
What about Miz?
Miz, I don't mind as a good guy. The thing that I do mind is a good guy hosting a talk show.
Right.
It should only be hosted by heels.
Right, and he got that gig when he was a heel, right?
Right, so but then kind of switch up. Same with Jericho with the highlight reel. Same with Carlito with Carlito's Cabana. Yeah. You know, all of them. You know, Call eventually started out with that. But we're starting out with The Miz, and his guests for Miz TV this week is Randy Orton and The Big Show, who obviously, wow.
No.
I know. I feel like
we're just starting, man.
Like Cameron's next to me.
I'm saying, come on now.
That is a Cameron Cash move.
Look, I mean, it's just like Randy. I love Orton. I love him, and I love The Big Show. But come on now, you go put them in the ring with The Miz, and the three of you are gonna have a riveting conversation here, I'm sure. You know, the Orton. Yeah, Orton needs to. He needs to be healed.
Well, they're
for sure, right?
They're building up the hype for their Extreme Rules match that's happening. In this case, tonight. Right. On Extreme Rules. I pointed this on a Main Event. It's the only Extreme Rules match on Extreme Rules this year, which I found kind of funny.
True.
It's the only one with the stipulation of Extreme Rules on the show. But so, Miz starts things off by asking Big Show, last week you defeated Tensai. And then all of a sudden, Randy Orton came in and hit his world-famous
RKO out of nowhere.
RKO out of nowhere, indeed. Is this a preview of what's going to happen at Extreme Rules. And Big Show, responds, that he'd expect a weasel like you to ask him a question like that. He attacked me from behind like it was a snake. This reminded me, just like in that little bit, was there's a urban legend that I've heard from multiple sources that Vince McMahon absolutely loves it when wrestlers use animals in their promos.
Really?
So all of a sudden, just like the animalistic behaviors type deal, like you're acting like this, you're acting like that. And so all of a sudden, in 2 sentences, we get, you're a weasel and you're a snake.
This is like, yes, yes.
And, the last thing that people are going to remember this Sunday is when they don't see an RKO, but they see a TKO.
I see what he did there. I like it.
He changed the letter from R to T. That was adorable.
It was good.
He's going to knock him out.
Then Orton responds saying, this is a very entertaining story, but you're forgetting the fact that Extreme Rules is happening in my hometown of St. Louis, Missouri. And he makes sure we're aware of this because he says my hometown about 6 more times in this little 30-second promo that he does.
Well, I didn't get it the first time. Just
you didn't pick it up?
I'm just kidding.
No, I figured you did.
He might have forgot a couple lines and he just kept repeating the same stuff.
He's like, but my hometown this Sunday is going to remember how the Viper, another animal, the Viper struck down the Giant. And all of a sudden, they're having like, a big stare down with Miz standing between them. And all of a sudden, we get the music of Jack Swagger and Zeb Coulter. And Coulter has the microphone. He's like, Sunday's not about you two. Sunday is about Jack Swagger making Alberto Del Rio say that I quit. And then Jack Swagger will become the #1 contender for the World Heavyweight title. And thousands of Americans in attendance and millions around the world will start chanting, "We the people."
Well, they're going to be they're in Wichita, right now?
They are in Wichita.
SmackDown, yeah.
They're in the heartland.
I heard a couple in the crowd there. You gotta be careful when you get out there.
We'll see what happens tonight in St. Louis.
Yeah.
But to probably nobody's surprise at this point, after Swagger comes out, we get Alberto Del Rio coming out.
That's the thing now.
And we get shut up, Coulter. That's my horrible Alberto Del Rio impression. I hope you enjoyed it. He's like, we're sick of hearing you talk. The only thing that people that will remember this Sunday is. And he hands the mic over to Ricardo. So Ricardo can have his moment of saying Alberto Del Rio's name. But he did it like an abridged version. It was a shorter.
The face version.
Yeah.
The heel version's much longer.
He's like, they'll remember Alberto Del Rio coming out, and we'll remember me making Jack Swagger say I quit. And we can finally shut up that Jumanji man, Zeb Coulter.
Is that because of the safari? What is this?
It must be because of the safari.
Yeah,
I mean, that would have been
safari vest.
That would have been outdated in 1996.
Yeah, I'm sure not everyone would get that in 96.
I was okay with it. It's a khaki thing.
He's stretching. He's reaching.
I mean, there's got to be other references to the safari other than Jumanji.
Make fun. I don't know.
Well, yeah.
Who knows? But now I'm thinking, at this point. Okay, we're going to get Teddy Long to come out, and he's going to announce a tag team match between the two of them.
Amazing.
But no! We then get interrupted by the world's strongest man, Mark Henry.
This was really the moment where I really realized I love Mark Henry.
It took you this long to realize how much.
But
by the way, I'm sorry to cut you off. I'm just loving the way your hair looks right now with the headphones.
Oh man, it's going all over the place. I was at the beach.
Well, it's better than wearing that hat.
I'm sorry. Go on. What you're saying, Mark Henry?
Yeah, I mean, like every week I'm always like, yeah, Mark Henry's awesome. But I marked out a little bit when I heard his music. It's like finally, because I didn't really like any of them guys that are in the ring right then at that point. And then Mark Henry comes out. And I'm like, his music is one of the few people that theme music out there that really screams out, look, I'm Mark Henry.
I think that's been said. I think it's been said on all the AfterBuzz shows here that Mark Henry's music could arguably be the most fitting music for its wrestler on WWE.
Cesaro's too.
I mean, Cesaro's is good, but Mark Henry's music is just like with that little intro that it has. It's just like. You're waiting for a big man to come through.
Yeah, it's sounds like droplets.
So Henry comes out and he's like, I'm going to tell you what people are going to remember. They're going to remember me throwing, dragging, and beating Sheamus like nobody's ever beaten him in his life because I'm the world's strongest man and because that's what I do.
Yes, you do.
That's what he does. And he's right.
And then I'm thinking, oh, this must be the end of it now. It's going to be a 3-on-2 advantage.
Yeah, nice.
But no, Sheamus comes out. What? And he has a hand behind his back the entire time, just walking almost like Napoleon-esque. Does Napoleon have his hand in the back or the front?
Always head in the front.
Front. Then I'm
That's
wrong.
Napoleon.
Oh, yeah.
I'm wrong. He had his hand in the back. And he's like, we can all sit there and talk about whose match is going to be the most remembered. But, Mark, our match is going to be, especially when I beat you down in the middle of that ring. But why wait? Why don't we do it right now? Pulls up from behind his back, a strap. He runs out. And this is, I actually overall enjoyed this promo, but this is the one part that I was not a fan of. So all of a sudden, he comes out, Sheamus, Del Rio, and Orton. They chase off Big Show, Jack Swagger, and Mark Henry. But in the midst of all that, Miz just hightails out of there.
Right.
Miz had nothing to do with any of that stuff. This would have been, like I said, I really enjoyed the promo, and because it built up pretty much the mid-card of the pay-per-view.
Right.
Like, pretty much took care of these 3 matches at once. Why not have Cody come out and cut a promo then?
And shoot on him, yeah.
And starting sold to the Miz, and then that results in an 8-man tag, because then you're promoting 4 matches once, because there's really been nothing for the Miz Cody Rhodes pre-show match.
Well, there's a little bit in SmackDown tonight.
I mean, we got a little bit later on in the show.
Probably,
Yeah.
right, we decided against that.
We got a little bit later on in the show, which wasn't bad. I think this might have been better because it would have grouped it with these other matches that I've had build-ups.
Right.
So it would have, based on the comparison and pairing it with that, I thought it would have built it up a little more.
Still very despicable actions on our hero Sheamus.
I was surprised.
Jumping into the ring and
with a
hitting an unarmed man with a weapon. I don't like it. Every week. He's not Eddie Guerrero. This ain't happening, dude. Eddie Guerrero was more like Daniel Bryan was back in like 2011. Where it's like, I'm a bad guy and I'm not playing to you people. I'm doing my thing, and we just happen to like that.
Right.
That's where I wanted. That's where I think the Miz messed up in going full face. He should have been like, no, I'm a dick, and I'm being a dick to Ziggler. Is that really bad? Come on now.
No, that could be a bad word.
For Richard.
My dad's name is Richard.
No, well,
This is a kid-friendly show.
Yes.
But yeah, like I just. You don't have Sheamus, dude.
I liked that.
You're a big bully. Mark Henry just came out there to say, I'm going to do really well Sunday. Wish me luck, everyone. And
that's exactly what he said.
I want to whoop you, God.
Well, what did you think of it?
He liked it.
Well, I liked the promo with them all because, like I said, it built up to 3 matches.
Yeah.
I can understand, though, what you're saying in regards to why is Sheamus starting the attack and why is he the one bringing in the weapon?
That's what he's been doing. Like, Wade Barrett came out there and said, I'm really happy that I have this new movie I'm doing. And he's like, your movie sucks. Let's look at Wade Barrett. It's like, dude, leave him alone. Like, this is his moment to shine. And you go and do that. Like, this is what Sheamus has been doing the last year and a half. Yeah. And it's despicable actions.
Well, we come back from commercial, and that's where we find out from Teddy Long that we're going to have the 6-man tag tonight as our main event. And we're also reminded that Teddy Long is the one making the matches because Booker T is currently gone because he's having surgery on his tricep, and apparently he had like some infection on it, and he was getting surgery for it. So right now they're questioning, is Teddy Long starting to get drunk with power? Because all of a sudden he's back in control of SmackDown. He's making all these matches. And it's just
these tag matches.
All these tag team matches that he's so good at. So now the commentators are, discussing this, but as they're talking, they are interrupted by the Shield. And all of a sudden we got some more tag team action.
Yes.
As Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns of the Shield come out to take on the Usos, who I think almost everyone tonight got pretty much their full entrance.
That was awesome.
And the Usos, man, they're the lowest guys in the car with pyro.
I
I say that every time I see the Usos. They're the lowest guys in the car with pyro.
The most epic entrance.
I love their entrance. I love it.
It's more epic than Fandango's, and yet
I absolutely love their entrance, and I enjoy them as a tag team. They're just very seldomly used. Now, last few weeks have been used a little more, which is good.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just hilarious. Like, you guys are still like towards the bottom of the card, and you got pyro. What's with that? People who are watching this show that also listen to Main Event are probably really annoyed at me because I say that every time the Usos are in Main Event.
Those guys are Rikishi's
and they're
boys,
on there
right?
a lot.
They're Rikishi's twin sons.
Twin sons, yeah.
Yes.
And so they're related to Roman too, right? And The Rock, like they're all one big.
They're
Samoan
somehow
family.
all related. Every Samoan is related. It seems like in wrestling.
In the wrestling business.
It's crazy.
Can you tell the difference between the Usos? Because it took us a while.
It took us like 8 months.
I can't tell the difference between Primo and Epico either. Like I can tell.
Primo and Epico aren't related.
Huh?
No.
Oh, well, that makes sense. They look like I thought they were both like Carlito's cousins or
Primo
brothers,
is
or little brothers.
Primo is Carlito's brother.
Oh, okay. I thought Epico was related.
I mean, he might be somehow related to them, but he's not like a brother with them or anything.
Well, okay. Well, I was hoping that they.
You're wrong, Josh.
Well,
You're wrong.
I want to.
No. I can tell between Brie and Nikki.
Going back to the match, I really like Roman Reigns.
Oh, Roman Reigns is great.
Yeah,
so
he's my favorite.
So this match is taking place based on what happened on Main Event, where the Usos came out to assist Kane since Dan O'Brien was at a prior commitment when the Shield started triple teaming him.
Quite a bit random at that time.
It was a little random, but it built up for them to actually have a tag match, and kind of like a match you see. Hey, how will Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins do with just the two of them together? Because they got their tag title match at Extreme Rules. In this match, Usos start out flying. Like, Usos are going really quick early on, a couple quick tags. And Rollins gets a blind tag over the Reigns, who just nails
awesome.
Jay with a huge clothesline. Jay tries to fight back, actually hits, like, they don't have a name for it, but like that running like butt slam in the corner that was made famous by Umaga. And Jay then, though, picks him back up, tries to go for a clothesline. Reigns ducks, counters right back with a huge spear, and that's it. Like, this was like a 3-minute tag match.
Right.
Really not much offense.
And Ambrose was out there and didn't have to help him.
Ambrose did nothing during the match. Rollins really did next to nothing in the match. It was pretty much all Roman Reigns.
Yay!
And he, like, really, he did it last on Monday as well. Like, when the tides need to be turned, it's up to Roman to do that.
No,
the muscle.
He's the muscle. He's the Batista of the group.
For sure. And yet, I remember, like, early years for Evolution and stuff, like, Batista was too weak, I thought, in that group. He was always, and Roman doesn't have that problem at all. I mean, he comes in there, and he just makes these, like, these single clotheslines or these big palm strikes to the chest look so devastating. And he gets a spear in to finish the match, which I find odd because... we have another match that ends on a spear tonight, too, and I'm like, what?
There are currently 2 wrestlers, and we'll get to the second one a little later on. There are currently 2 superstars on the roster that use a spear as their finishing move.
Yeah.
Which, one of them's got to change.
And I'll tell you which one needs to change, for sure. It's ridiculous.
Well, when we get to that superstar, we will talk about it.
But yeah, awesome match.
Yeah, I mean,
love that they won.
Well, it was a good, super quick match. I mean, I was happy that the Usos got the plug for this, so I hoped it was going to go a little longer. But it just showed, again, the dominance of the Shield. As then after the match, the Shield continues to beat down on the Usos. And out comes Kofi Kingston to try to even up the odds. But again, it's 3-on-1, so they start pounding on Kofi. He gets himself out of the ring, but then grabs a chair and chases off the Shield with the chair. And I thought this was a good thing. It brought out a little extra aggression in Kofi that we haven't seen in a while. And also, just like that, you built up Reigns and Rollins. How good are they as a tag team for the tag title match? And you built up the fact that Kofi got a chair shot in on Dean Ambrose, built them up a little more for their United States title match. So SmackDown overall was great in building up all the matches that are not the main event of the pay-per-view.
That's true.
They did a great job with pretty much all the matches.
For sure.
We come back and we see Teddy Long in the back talking to The Miz, welcoming him back to SmackDown, thanking him for controlling the melee, apparently, somehow, that happened during Miz TV.
Yeah, he had nothing to do with it.
But as this is happening, he is interrupted by the savior of the masses, Damian Sandow, who suggests that he should get his own talk show.
Which would be so much better.
I was just, as soon as you said it, I'm like, go on.
Really?
Wait, why do you seem surprised at that?
Because I was not excited about the idea of a Damien Sandow.
What do you think of Damien Sandow? You don't like him?
No, I do like him. I think he's great.
Can you imagine him having like, he could put in a red carpet, like
I just want to see
a fireplace, you know, like a fake fireplace.
I can see his being on the stage, not on the ring, but like on the side of the stage. You know, he's like in like some old hickory chair with a pipe.
See, you guys have different visions. You see like a masterpiece theater thing.
No, I'm saying the same thing.
Same exact thing.
Yes.
I don't know.
And he's got a pipe, and he's like, "Welcome, you know, today's person,
today's topic
is the Ryback." You know?
Well, no, and what would be great is if like his guests had nothing to do with wrestling. It was just like, here's this like scientist from just bring out some random guy, and the crowd just hates it, and then eventually gets interrupted by somebody.
I think that'd
be hilarious.
Him having his show would be really, really.
Damien Sandow might be arguably one of the most underrated guys on the roster right now.
That's quite a bit.
Because he's a very good wrestler, and everything that comes out of his mouth is excellent.
Is awesome.
Yeah. So Teddy Long says he'll consider it. He'll consider the talk show. But right now, why don't you see what you can show me what you can do in the ring? Because tonight you're going to take on The Miz.
Miz is like,
his like
face.
Miz is like,
yeah, I could do this.
And Sandow's like, okay.
I get screen time. I job to everybody, but at least I get screen time and mic time.
From there, we get a recap of the Cena-Ryback moment that happened on Raw, which, Josh, you got to speak about during the Raw after show. This was pretty much the only build-up they had the entire show for the Last Man Standing main event match of Extreme Rules. And I mean, I've seen it. We saw it on Raw. We saw this recap on main event. We see it again on SmackDown. It was probably on Superstars also. It was probably on NXT also.
for sure.
Give me something new for the last show before the pay-per-view.
But they didn't do anything big.
even if it's a backstage promo by one of them.
Yeah.
You know, just something different, something that you can add. So when you have that final video package on the pay-per-view, you got one little extra thing in case someone missed this week's SmackDown, and shame on you if you did. Then it would help. Like, just add a little more. Add just a little more spice. Just a little spice.
Yeah, have Ryback come down there and like destroy somebody and say this is Cena here. Alex Riley didn't get cut this week, right? He's still with the company.
Alex Riley, yeah, there was 7 NXT wrestlers that got cut, but nobody. Nobody officially on the Percy Watson was probably the biggest name of the 7 that unfortunately was featured in Endeavored.
He must have pissed somebody off or something.
Oh, he was around a while and he just never.
He was great and people loved him. I don't get it.
I don't know. I'm not in charge of that. I don't know.
There's a lot of travesties.
Yeah.
Wow.
But you know what will cheer you up? How about Tons of Funk?
Yeah.
What?
I like.
Come on.
All right, I'll give it to you.
They're big. They're lovable. They dance.
I love it when they dominate some people for sure. It's just they're always beating up people that I like.
You know who his favorite is?
That's my boy right there. I love him.
I love the Primetime Players. I absolutely love the Primetime Players.
But mainly Titus. Darren Young should be Percy Watson.
You should.
I know you're bitter about that.
You should watch it with him because he does the and I'm like more excited to watch him do it.
I love him. Oh my God. What was it last week when he was last SmackDown was when Mark Henry was doing the tractor pull, right?
Right. And Titus and Darren were out there cheering him on.
I was like, dude, you guys, y'all should just hang out. Y'all should be together all the time. That would be so good.
So yeah, we have a rematch here from what happened on Raw, which was Tons of Funk versus the Primetime Players. And on Raw, the Primetime Players stole a win thanks to Darren Young's little pick that he has for his fro. They were not as successful today, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Titus actually, there was a moment where Titus actually scared me in this match.
Oh yeah.
Because he got in his 3-point stance, like ready, to go for a tackle, like for a splash in the corner, and he is going full speed. and nails the turnbuckle. I'm like that has to separate a shoulder to a regular human being.
He's a beast.
But Titus is a beast.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and that was the point where Tensai got out of the way from that, made a hot tag to Brodus. Brodus hit a T-bone suplex, and then they hit their double splash, which I don't think they've named yet. But I love that.
I love that.
It's a good, simple finisher for them to do.
And it looks devastating.
It looks well,
it looks devastating
I got 200,
in a different kind of way.
You got 2 300-pounders jumping on you at once.
I'll have to say, no, I'll crush his legs, and I'll
crush your torso.
Yes.
And so Tons of Funk get the victory here. So they even it up 1-1. So who knows? Maybe we'll hopefully get a rubber match of some kind soon. Maybe if they need a filler match tonight on the pay-per-view.
I don't think they will. But
I mean, the card's pretty stacked, so they probably won't need it.
Yeah.
But who knows? But I enjoyed it. I thought it was a fun little tag match.
Yeah, they're all good.
Good.
All those guys are really good.
Those are 2 tag teams. They're actually, it seems like WWE right now, all of a sudden, between the Usos on SmackDown, Tons of Funk on SmackDown, The Shield on SmackDown, Primetime Players on SmackDown, both members of the Rhodes Scholars on SmackDown. It's like, hey, we have a tag team division.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
But Teddy Long is in charge of SmackDown, so they're always going to be tag matches. Constantly.
Yeah, but they're not normally of tag teams.
They're usually, that's the thing. It's terrible. But well, I got a little scared, like when Hell No grabbed the titles last year. It's just the whole tag division kind of puttered out. So it's good to see that Primetime Players are healthy again, and let's get some more guys in there. Let's get this tag division rolling again. So hopefully tonight, hopefully the Shield take it. That'd be good.
Oh, we'll see.
Get it off those 2.
We will see. We will see. And then tomorrow on Raw, you can talk about it. And there's a place where our listeners and all our fans can talk about things as well. And that's if they go to iTunes and like and subscribe to all of our awesome AfterBuzz podcasts here. And you can leave a comment. We all read those comments, and we'll be happy to respond to them. We're filling in for SmackDown this week, so obviously leave nice comments for the SmackDown crew. And then you can check Josh out on Raw. You can check out Kaori and I on Main Event. And YouTube page as well. Like, comment. It only takes a minute to do all that stuff. And we survive off you spreading the word of AfterBuzz by telling your friends, your mothers, your fathers, your sisters, your brothers, your dogs, your cats, your goldfish. And
goldfish,
like us. Yeah, goldfish we have a huge demographic in goldfish.
I always kill my goldfish.
Well, then the goldfish are going to leave you evil comments. And also, since we have this platform right now, since we're on SmackDown, I'm going to plug Main Event's tout page that we have now as well. So if you do tout, go to ME AfterBuzz and send us touts, and we air our favorite touts on our Main Event AfterBuzz show. So check it out. Check out all the fun AfterBuzz shows.
Yeah, it makes me really happy to hear from you guys.
Yeah, I love that you guys do that.
Yeah.
That's great.
We bring it back to the people.
Whose idea was it? Was it your idea?
Actually, it was Cameron's idea. Cameron came up with the idea.
Oh, goodness gracious.
It was Cameron's idea.
Wow.
And it is working wonderfully. We had a couple awesome yet creepy touts last week.
The creepy is good.
What was a creepy one?
No, the creepy is good because they put effort into it. There was a lot of
makeup. Crazy makeup and masks on and stuff.
Really?
Totally appreciate it.
Well, if you checked out our show.
Yeah, if you checked out our show.
I checked out the show.
Just like everyone else can.
Thanks for watching my show, Josh Padgett.
I always back you up, babe.
Yeah, white on rice. Yeah, go white on rice. All right, so back to SmackDown, and we get a recap from what happened on Raw between Jericho and Fandango.
I think Josh looks like Fandango more than
who?
The vest guy. I forgot his name.
Brad Maddox.
Oh yeah, I don't look like Brad Maddox.
No, the hair.
Fandango.
The hair. Well, your hair's a little sandy
it's going
still,
crazy today. Out of control.
But yeah, so we got the recap on Raw from the dance competition that wasn't, where we really got a character out of Summer Rae, which was awesome.
Yeah.
And Fandango controlling it and getting ready for their match tonight, which is the only match I believe on the pay-per-view that does not have any type of stipulation.
By the way,
just a rubber match, right?
Just a regular match.
When did they start? This just reminded me. I forgot which match it was, but there was a match where they were, having a match, and then on the side corner, you had the snippet.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that.
Oh yeah, with the WWE app that they're shoving down our throats right now.
It's kind of frustrating to see that because the commentators start commentating about what they're seeing on the side, and anyway.
Well, babe, if you watched my Raw show, you would know about that.
Oh, he fires right back.
Oh, snap!
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, Marissa.
I listen to all the wonderful programming here because I have no life. No, I'm kidding.
The more you know.
I'm kidding.
The more you know.
I'm kidding. So, yeah. And so from that recap, we get a great match between Chris Jericho and Kaori's secret lover, Antonio Cesaro.
It was a great match.
He was mine first. You can't take him.
I don't.
But there was no secret there. But yeah, this was where the WWE app is popping up there during this epic match between these two, and she's sitting there getting pissed, like, what the? And it's not even doing anything. It's just, it's Fandango and Summer Rae.
It's actually funny because that's almost exactly what I wrote in my notes here. I said, like, early on in the match, we get distracted by the WWE app, where it's Fandango and Summer Rae in the back just dancing a little bit, but then Summer Rae falls. Says, oh no, she hurt her ankle. Oh no. And then they start laughing. We tricked
her. Lame. You get out of here.
I'm just worried if this is going to turn into like a Boy Who Cried Wolf situation where all of a sudden, you know, like they're dancing and Summer Rae, you know, really gets hurt. And Fandango's laughing about it. It's like, no, I'm really hurt. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, because if they keep doing this little joke, it could lead to something like that.
Yeah.
But anyway, as far as the match, great back and forth match.
Cesaro, man. Cesaro.
Well, and Jericho.
Well, Jericho, of course.
I mean, it was a good match.
It seems like all these guys want to work with Cesaro, and he ain't getting any love from the brass upstairs. It's really sad.
I don't know.
But a classic Cesaro match, right? We were talking about that. It's just
a great, like, when about 15 minutes Cesaro Jericho match. Cesaro got.
This is what frustrates me about Cesaro is whenever he's going up against someone, it looks like he is annihilating the person. He's showing all this power, all this strength, and then he loses by some like mini move.
Yes.
Mini move?
Well, in comparison to him.
It was the walls of Jericho. That ain't no mini move.
I'm just saying.
No. What got him was he was lifting him up for the
gut wrench.
The flat. Oh yeah, it was the gut wrench. And then and Jericho
flipped over and went for like the sunset flip.
Right into that. Boom. Exactly. And he had already. And the thing was, Cesaro had already reversed the walls of Jericho twice already in this match. This was the third attempt.
And he does it.
But this is a classic Cesaro match over the last few weeks when he's been fighting Randy Orton and all these big name guys. He's dominant, but the most of the match, and then the good guy kind of, you know, RKO out of nowhere. Yeah. Oh, well, there it is.
I mean,
you know, walls Jericho out of nowhere, and it's like, okay.
It's not a mini move, but it just,
it's like you're really making him look strong. Move, You're making him look strong this whole time, and that's good, but it's just like, man, he can't close.
Yeah. And then, though, like, after this very entertaining match, came the part that really upset me, and it didn't just upset me. It apparently upset, I think it was Michael Cole, which I'll get to in a second. So Jericho, you know, celebrating his win. All of a sudden, Fandango's music hits. Up on the stage is Summer Rae dancing, and we're waiting for Fandango to come out. But needless to say, Fandango is coming through the crowd to try to attack Jericho from behind. But just in the nick of time, Jericho turns and sees it, catches him, knocks him down, and Fandango rolls out of the ring, kind of like runs up, kind of like shocked. Oh, he got me, I didn't get it. And then out of like the anger of Jericho, all of a sudden he turns around and hits a code breaker on Cesaro. Now, it would have made sense for like Cesaro to, like, you know, at the end of the match or whatever, there's going to be this issue with Fandango, and Cesaro just rolled out of the ring. You know, that's the end of it. But all of a sudden, he got backed up and Jericho turned for the code breaker. And you can faintly, if you go back and watch this part again, you will hear, I think it was either Michael Cole or JBL, but I think it was Michael Cole. All of a sudden, you hear very faintly, like that, like in other words, the mic shouldn't have picked it up type deal. All of a sudden, you hear, well, that wasn't necessary.
Huh.
And then all of a sudden, the mic cues back on and they go on again. Because it's just like, yeah, what was the point of all of a sudden hitting Cesaro with the code breaker there? If anything, it just made him look even weaker.
Did Cesaro, was he attacking Chris Jericho and he turned around and
I think when Fandango ran in, if I remember correctly, I think it was somewhere where Cesaro was trying to grab him as well, and Jericho like punched both of them, and then Fandango went out of the ring. But then Cesaro could have just rolled out of the ring too, but all of a sudden he popped back up and got a code breaker. And yeah, it was just.
So if Jericho unprovoked did the code breaker to him, that is very unnecessary.
Yes.
However, if Cesaro was like, "Oh, I'm gonna get me mines now," and then you know, hey,
but
to each his own.
And then this is the thing that surprised me, though. I mean, remember, SmackDown is filmed on Tuesday. Right. That's when SmackDown is normally filmed. The WWE production crew had 3 days
to take that out.
And they didn't.
They spent all the time.
I could not have been the only person to have heard that. Yeah. Because I rewound it to make sure. Like, wait, did I just hear this?
Yeah.
For Cesaro, and someone in the chat is asking, what would you rate this Jericho-Cesaro match? This is what we do on main event.
This is what we do on main event as far as we give star ratings. You know, it was a very good match. I would have to, you know, if I analyze it a little more, it'd probably at least a 3.5. I don't know if it quite reached a 4, but definitely a 3.5.
Were you about to do the 3/4?
I'm not going to do a 3 3/4.
Yeah, we're not Cameron here.
Yeah,
I'm not going to do the 3/4.
Yeah, I give it a 4-star match.
4-star. Yeah, I'm with you. I would give it 3.5 to 4.
You made a good point about how he looks like M. Bison when he comes.
I know, I do that all the time.
He does the M. Bison move where he double stomp onto the guy's stomach.
Look, he makes a Street Fighter reference every main event. Why do we have to have it on SmackDown today?
But I was like, oh yeah, that's true. He even does his move.
Yeah, he does a lot of stuff, M. Bison-y stuff.
From there, we get another one of those little political videos, which we haven't seen in a while. One of those political videos of Jack Swagger and Zeb Coulter, where the word of the day is extremism. Mm-hmm. Is that a word? Is that an actual word?
It is for Zeb Coulter.
Apparently.
So.
Why has he got to wear
So
his glasses?
Zeb is trying to tell us Zeb is trying to tell us what extreme really is, and he's just going on saying the IRS is extreme, the government's lies are extreme, people losing their jobs are extreme. You know, on what he's talking about, it makes you want to cheer him.
Yeah.
Because he's like, people losing their jobs is extreme, and that's bad. And like, you know, this, like the government taking our tax money, and that's bad. It's just like,
all the things he's said in the past.
Applaud you? No. I'm confused.
Yeah, he's not saying anything wrong right there.
No, he's not saying anything wrong, and then he just goes on, and you know, and like Alberto Del Rio is a problem too, blah 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 blah. But it's just like, I got a lot of mixed messages out of that promo this time.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's what they wanted, but if it was, it worked.
Yeah. I think when you're going to be in St. Louis, you're probably going to have a mixed reaction. But I don't know. I think most wrestling fans tune out on that stuff when they start to get really political. I mean, when they've had these like 10-minute promos in the middle of the ring where they're talking about his politics and stuff, people were out. They were like, man, dude, we're here, you know.
Well, and that's why they started doing more of those videos.
And that's fine. I would prefer him to put contacts in or something while he's reading that teleprompter. Why does the glasses matter? Because he never, unless you wear the glasses all the time, it's clear that you're reading off a teleprompter now. And it was bad enough in the early days when Swagger was like reading it along and like mouthing out what Zeb Coulter was saying.
That was funny.
Stop looking at the teleprompter, dude. But yeah, like take the glasses off, like memorize it, put some effort into it. Or wear your glasses at all times. It's just, it takes me out. I'm like, he's wearing his glasses again. You know, reading this stuff. But yeah, again, I don't think he's like I think for most people, this was something you had to be very wary of leading up into WrestleMania, was this new character here with Zeb and Swagger, like this new direction. It's a little dangerous because it's a fine line. You might have people start cheering for Swagger in certain cities.
You know, we're gonna see, because it wasn't just this one. The last couple times, it's like we're starting to hear a little more positivity towards Swagger, which it's right because he hasn't done anything different.
Yeah.
But now all of a sudden people are starting to slowly but surely gravitate towards it. Mm-hmm. From there, we got Cody Rhodes joining the crew on commentary. Oh, real quick, because I didn't really get to talk about this too much. Well, we'll talk about it a little bit more a little later. All of a sudden, Josh Matthews is trying to be a heel commentator and failing miserably. Have you noticed that?
I haven't even noticed.
Well, like he really started noticing it today. Like all of a sudden, he kept trying to like put over heels during his commentary, but then it was just being like quickly cut off by JBL and Michael Cole.
I didn't.
It was kind of odd. But we'll get to it a little more, like and not this match, but the following match.
Okay.
But yeah, exactly.
Why? Why do you need him to be a heel? Like, it was worked terrible.
Why not? Why JBL?
You've got JBL there, who is a fantastic heel.
Yeah.
I don't get that.
Well, meanwhile, in the ring, we have Damien Sandow getting ready to take on The Miz. And like I said, Cody on commentary. You know, Cody and Damien Sandow, BFFs, best friends forever. And
how cute.
But it's kind of because all of a sudden now Michael Cole is questioning Cody's relationship with Damien, saying, how the two of you have like a love fest going on, a bromance going on. And Cody was like taking exception to that. He's like, we're best friends. How many times do I have to, tell you that? And meanwhile, the match was, solid match. Nothing too big because we knew what the purpose of this match really going in was to try to help build up a little more of the Miz versus Cody. And Miz eventually, tries to get the figure 4 on, but Cody hops onto the apron, but Miz knocks him off and then counters Sandow's backdrop and rolls him up and then locks on that figure 4 leg lock, and Sandow taps out right away.
I like Damien Sandow. I don't know if I've seen this. I might have missed it in several other matches of his, but this new knee drop he does to Miz's face in this match, I really liked.
He added a knee drop, yeah.
He puts his foot on their chest like I have defeated you, and he rolls his knee pad down or something, and then
he's got the knee drop. That's really the elbow cool. of the stain. I enjoy it, and the crowd reacts to it.
Yeah.
His knees to the gut that he does, like usually he does that to set up his double arm neck breaker.
Yeah. I'm
forgetting the exact name of it off the top of my head, unfortunately.
Terminus?
Thank you. You're right. Yeah, Terminus. Yeah. Yes, you're right. But yeah, I mean, he's got a lot of moves to him, but obviously we knew we weren't going to see too many of them in this match because this match was about set it up Miz versus Cody. It was like, can Miz defeat both members of the Rhodes Scholars in a 3-day span? We shall see.
I love Cody's stare down when he's staring at the Miz. I'm like,
Because of his mustache.
Do that one more time.
There's something beautiful about it.
Do that one more time.
Dashing Cody Rhodes.
Well, speaking of staring, we come back and there's Oksana in the ring stretching. And I was like,
Did you do this too?
She's a power lifter as well, right?
She is a lot stronger than she looks.
Right, yeah.
She did a lot of impressive moves.
Because
she looked great in this match.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, that well, it's not a torture rack, but she like slings Caitlyn over her.
Yeah, she was taking on Divas champion Caitlyn, and we get a little video though before that of Caitlyn got another Secret Admirer gift of, a nice bouquet of flowers.
I thought you were going to say boobs. I'm like, what? Anyway.
Sure. A bouquet. But on the bouquet were these new gloves. And Caitlyn was admiring the gloves, and Natalya was admiring the flowers. Just kind of like the difference of the personalities there. But yeah, so this match going on, I know early on I was not a fan of Oksana at all. I didn't think she really had much to offer. But the last few times that I've seen her on TV, she's been impressing me more and more. Yeah. And she's finally created this little persona. Like she's very sultry, if that's a good way to describe her. With she's really kind of acting like the sexiest one. Like as far as the way she acts, like her like little crawls, her poses and things like that.
Yeah.
But meanwhile, she's showing her surprise power that a lot of people would not normally see from her.
Yeah.
And this is where Michael Cole and JBL just ripped Josh Matthews apart. Josh Matthews, I figured out who the Secret Admirer is, and they're just ripping him already from the beginning. And he's like, well, the Secret Admirer's got to be ugly.
Why?
And they're all like, exactly. Why? They're all like, why? Well, like, why does the Secret Admirer have to be ugly? He's like, well, because if you're a Secret Admirer, then you're afraid to show your face because you're ugly. And JBL and Cole are just like, oh, so you're the Secret Admirer, aren't you? And just completely ripping. It's like, no, the Secret Admirer is Sin Cara. And they're just like, what the hell does Sin Cara have to do with any of this?
That felt a little random.
How is he ugly? He just wears a mask.
Because he wears a mask. So Josh Matthews, the now apparent heel commentator, so Sin Cara's ugly because he wears a mask. What the hell does that have to do with anything? And JBL and Michael are just having a field day. They're not even paying attention to the match, which is bad because it was a solid Divas match.
I know.
But I was entertained by them ripping Josh Matthews to shreds.
Yeah.
Needless to say, Caitlyn eventually counters out of that almost like a torture rack type move, and hits a big spear number 2
for the night
for the win. So yeah, Caitlyn and Roman Reigns both use spears as their finishing moves.
I like that Roman does it. I don't really like it that Caitlyn does it. She's a power lifter. She can use the strength that you got. You don't have a football background or anything. Like, it makes sense for someone like Titus O'Neil or Roman Reigns to do a tackle like that, but not Caitlyn. You have so much talent and you have so many moves at your repertoire. So many people use a spear all the time. I don't get why Edge used it. I didn't think he was a big enough guy to have one.
See, here's the thing.
When Goldberg did it, it's like, oh my God, he ran you over like a like a train. But everyone doing it now. Like, just chill out, people.
I disagree with you to an extent.
Well, I think most people would.
Well, I think Caitlyn should keep the spear and Roman changes move.
No.
And
really?
Well, the reason
all Caitlyn's ever done is put AJ through one of the barricades, right? She puts. Yeah, like months ago, like 2 months ago.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
You don't need, here's the thing. Finish matches.
When has a diva used a spear as a finisher?
Never, because it's lame.
No, it's not lame. It's done well, by a powerhouse. Obviously, Roman Reigns is clearly
a powerhouse too. Yeah.
Yes. So I think though obviously Roman Reigns has a lot more power in him than Caitlyn would, but I think it's because you don't see divas take spears. You've seen guys take spears all the time. Yeah. Now, I mean, Roman might be able to, once in a blue moon, maybe hit a spear, like in a big marquee match where all of a sudden, here comes a spear out of nowhere. But like Big Show still once in a while uses a spear too.
And that's fine. He's gigantic.
Right. So because of that, I say Caitlyn keep the spear, and Roman, you're just so freaking powerful, so strong. He should be doing some type of slam at his finisher.
Well, he does a powerbomb.
He does a powerbomb with Ambrose and Rollins by himself.
But maybe he'll do it by himself.
But yeah, like I want something by himself.
I would love to see Caitlyn do like a Dominator or an Oklahoma Slam or something. She could do all that stuff. You're one of the few divas who can actually do that. Anyone of any size can pull off a spear. Don't waste Caitlyn on that. Like, Caitlyn can do so much more because of her strength and her size. Let her do. You saw Oksana tonight. That was more impressive than a spear.
And see, this is the interesting thing, because I feel you're absolutely right about all that, but I want all that details for Roman Reigns, not for Caitlyn.
Can I be the tiebreaker here?
Be the tiebreaker.
I think that Caitlyn should have it.
Yeah! I win.
It's nice to see a diva have that.
I win.
Not fair.
You do win.
Getting teamed up here by these main event hosts.
Your girlfriend's teaming up with me.
But yeah, anyway, I'm going to stick to my guns on that one.
Okay, you do that. You do that.
All right, you stick to them.
Yeah.
I got to get the Ryans on you. I'll bring it up to them.
You think I'm afraid of them Ryans? You think I'm afraid of Ryan Katz and Ryan Klum?
Fear the Klum.
I'm terrified of them.
I'm terrified of Klum.
I'm actually terrified of Kathy Kelly. She's vicious.
Fatal
attraction, Kathy Kelly. So we got our main event of the evening now. We got that 6-man tag of Big Show, Mark Henry, and Jack Swagger versus Alberto Del Rio, Sheamus, and Randy Orton. And we get really our first little teaser trailer of 12 Rounds 2, starring Randy Orton.
Mm-hmm.
I smell Oscar.
It's good.
It's going to be good.
Real good. It's going to be good. I didn't see the first one.
You actually auditioned for it, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, but,
No?
I got RKO'd out of nowhere.
It was down between you and Orton, and you got RKO'd out of nowhere.
Unfair.
And you didn't make the callback because of it.
It's all right. Next time.
So, this was your basic, solid 6-man tag. By the way, look at that one side of the ring that has Mark Henry, Big Show, and Jack Swagger on it.
Big boys.
And then you look on the other side, and you have Sheamus, Del Rio, and Orton. You're looking at like there should be no contest.
Totally, it looks
and the whole time,
unbalanced.
like the bad guys were whooping, they were just destroying them. They were working great as a team.
They were great as a team. They were laying the beat down on Del Rio until he finally hit a Hurricane on Big Show and got a tag over the Sheamus. Sheamus starting out with a House of Fire and hits the white noise on the Big Show, but and then starts prepping for his bro kick. But as he goes, Big Show counters to try to get him in a choke slam. And eventually, in typical main event fashion.
Perfect.
Just a complete chaotic melee. Everyone's brawling with everybody.
Yeah.
You know, we've seen some finishers here and there, and then it ends with Randy Orton hitting the
RKO.
Out of nowhere. That's the name of the move. That's the
the short name for it is the RKO. The full name is apparently the RKO out of nowhere.
Okay.
I love those finishes though, where everyone is doing their special move.
Right.
Like, you know, it's just so coordinated. It's perfect.
Yeah.
I'm a sucker for that.
Yeah.
Highlights of the match I liked was how Big Show and Swagger both kept Del Rio and Sheamus from getting a tag.
Yeah.
Like Big Show grabs a hold of Del Rio's leg when he's reaching out for Sheamus and just jerks him completely across the ring and just looks at Sheamus like, no, you're not getting him.
No.
And then when Mark Henry was beating Sheamus and he's yelling, take this whooping like a man, take this whooping. And I'm like, yes, I love Mark Henry.
I was honestly kind of surprised that there wasn't as much Mark Henry in this match as I would have thought. Yeah. It was mostly Swagger and Big Show.
Yeah.
Like not as much for Mark Henry. But I need to say, in the end, Randy Orton hits the RKO on Jack Swagger, gets his team to win, gives the three men momentum heading to their respective matches for Extreme Rules, and that is how SmackDown goes off the air for this week.
And I'm a little scared for all of our faces tonight at Extreme Rules because all the faces,
our physical faces?
all the good guys, all the good guys.
What's happening to my face?
On SmackDown, all the good guys finished on top. I mean, Shield won, yeah, but Kofi came out there and cleared the ring of the Shield, and so it's like, all right, you know, the Miz beats. I mean, Cody Rhodes.
That's actually a very good point. That's a very good point.
You know,
they all
even
won.
in the beginning of the show, the good guys cleared the ring, and now in the main event, they won as well.
Well, we shall see. You know, just out of curiosity, do you have any like quick surprise picks that you want to make on the pay-per-view that's happening literally momentarily from now?
I mean, from the looks of SmackDown, I think all the bad guys are going to win tonight.
Okay.
I don't think they're going to be.
It's going to be a pay-per-view of booze, according to Josh Padgett.
Well, I do believe, there's no way Miz is going to lose. You know, Mark Henry, Sheamus.
See, I think there are a lot of matches that can go either way. Mark Henry and Sheamus can go either way. Orton and Big Show could go either way.
Do you think the Shield is going to strike gold?
I don't know about that. I don't know about that one. But
Kofi and Ambrose can go either way. Hell no, and Shield can go either way.
because it's not the three of them fighting together.
That's why I'm actually really excited for this pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Because
Brock Lesnar's definitely going to win.
Nope.
Brock has to win.
Nope.
Yes.
Nope.
This is the third match between them, right?
Yep.
And look what he did to him on Monday night. Triple H like knocked his ass out of the ring.
Yep.
How dare you?
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
We'll see about that.
We shall see
in
about
an hour,
that.
We'll see it.
And by the way, for those of you listening and watching after Extreme Rules pay-per-view, we are going to have an AfterBuzz post pay-per-view special after-school show. I don't know. It's going to be a show talking about the pay-per-view. So in the meantime, in that short time between now and that pay-per-view post show, Josh, how can people reach out to you?
Showtime Josh at Twitter.
That's it. Kaori.
You can find me on my Facebook page and on Twitter, KAORIOUS.
All right, and you can find me on Twitter at CRosieVOC. You can watch Kaori and I also on Main Event AfterBuzz. You can watch Josh on Raw AfterBuzz. I'm also on The Voice AfterBuzz on Monday nights as well. And hope you all enjoy the Extreme Rules pay-per-view. Rick and the guys, thanks for letting us fill in for you.
Yes,
we'll see you guys next week. For Josh, Kaori, I'm Christian Rosenberg. See you later.
Ooh, yeah.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.